Hello, you. It's me. And I just want you to think back about a year ago when up in the sky we saw these great big Chinese spy balloons. Do you remember those? They were huge and they were all over the place, and the military said they couldn't do anything, and then someone popped one, and then they said, oh, I guess we can just pop it. And it was a whole big mess. Well, guess what? We have new balloons being seen. This one, the last ones I think were more on the west coast. These are on the east. And the difference is that these spy balloons are about the size of a microwave. So they're much, much smaller. The other ones were, I think, the size of about 2 or 3 buses, like huge. More like a balloon you would ride in than it would be like a balloon you'd see floating in the air. But this one was a spy balloon, much smaller, much harder to detect, and it's up there again a year later. I don't know what to think. And of course, the military are saying the same things that they said with the previous ones. Oh, they can't do anything about it right now. Why? Why can't you do anything about it right now? How did it even get into our space, our airspace? How did it get there? How did the other ones get there? They were huge. How did they get there? I just don't understand. I feel like either the military is really bad, or the orders that the military is taking are really bad, or honestly, it could be both. I heard a report the other day that 77% of people, young adults who would be welcomed into the Army can't, because they're too overweight or too unhealthy or have too many mental issues, mental disorders, and so forth. Whose fault is that? This country is just a big old mess. And I don't even know what to say about that. I know that having a mental disorder is fashionable, but I feel like if you feel it's fashionable, maybe there really is a mental disorder going on beyond the one that you're pretending to be going on. Do you know what I mean? I mean, histrionic disorder is a real thing. And I feel like our young men and women, they're going through it. There's so many children who are transitioned, who are now detransitioning, and who are warning people about it. There's so much going on that we allowed to happen. And now we're starting to see the real effects of what it's happening to our younger adults. There are still a lot of young adults who are just normal people walking through the day, doing their thing, working, going to school, whatever they need to do in order to get ahead. But a lot of the jobs that they're working towards won't even be there. I mean, you look at journalism right now, it's imploded, it's gone. You still have the CBS and the NBCs and the ABCs, but they're trickling down to almost nothing. BuzzFeed is gone. What's the other one? Vice is nearly gone. I mean, a lot of these big news organizations are gone. Google has fired a huge percentage of their staff. I mean, things are just, it's got to be tough to be in your early 20s, 30s, and everywhere you look, every time you look to find a job, it's gone. There's so much that's happening, even at places like McDonald's, where most of it is done by computer now. I mean, Jobs are being taken away. It can't be easy. It can't be easy. The, now I can see why so many people have turned to being an influencer or have turned to being a YouTube personality, um, because they need hustles. They need some way of making cash. It's really frustrating. And for the military to say that they can't do anything with this microwave-sized balloon is just baloney. Our country is a mess right now. And it will bounce back. I know that. I don't know how well it'll bounce back or how long it will take to bounce back, because I know living in California, it's just so all the businesses that I went to 3 years ago, with the exception of 2, are gone and replaced by big corporations, Chick-fil-A and Starbucks. And I don't like either one. Not that that really matters. But they replaced the mom and pop places that used to be there. And it's just disappointing to see, people that have worked so hard and owned a business for 40, 45 years, it's just gone in an instant. And something definitely needs to change. And I don't know if a new president will change it. I know that the current president won't change it. I don't even think he can change his own pants at this point. And I'm not even disrespecting him as a person, although I think that his cognitive functions are terrible. It's not about him being a Democrat or a Republican. It's about the fact that he's an old guy who is suffering through I think, mid stages of dementia. He's struggling. He claims that he's not, but I mean, I'm sure he's just repeating what someone told him, because you can look at him and see that he's not functioning well. He can barely walk. He can barely talk. Half the time I don't know what he's saying in his speeches, and he needs to be retired. But who's going to take his place, and is it going to be an improvement? I want to say Trump could take his place. I thought he did great for the 4 years that he was president. Could he do that again? I don't know. He's getting older too. He seems to have all his faculties, which is important, but for how long? Some people are as sharp as a tack until the day they die. And some people aren't. And that's something to think about, because I don't want my country run by somebody who doesn't know what's going on. It's really frustrating. And I know that the president is kind of the head piece, and there's a lot of other pieces in the puzzle that are helping to run the country. I realize that. I know that. But he doesn't make us look strong, that's for sure. And we need a president that'll make us look strong and feel strong. Feel like we got this. We got a hold of this. But right now, with so much going on, this balloon in the air that nobody wants to take care of, it's a spy balloon. It's most likely from China, and they're doing nothing about it. Why is that? They're not taking care and supporting. They're not taking care of our own country. They are now trying to put into play in New York that illegal aliens, which just means people who are claiming asylum illegally because there's nothing wrong, they just want money, are coming to the States. And in New York, they're trying to get it so that they can vote. Why are people who are not citizens voting? Why are people who are not citizens getting free care, free health care, free food, free housing, and houses and rental units and things that are way better than me? And I live in the United States. I've always lived here. I'm a citizen of here. Why are they getting free health care? I can't even get health care. I can't even get dental work done yet. And it's been like 8 months since I've been in horrendous pain all the time. I'm a citizen, and they don't take care of me. They're not taking care of the homeless situation, which has been growing bigger and bigger. At least here in California it has. It's ridiculous. And they after 10 years, they created an apartment complex for older homeless people that only houses 35. That's not enough. They're not taking care of the United States citizens. Why are we paying taxes so that things will be taken care of? And they're not. They're giving it to Ukraine. They're giving it to Israel, who doesn't even need it, and giving it to illegal immigrants, which is just bringing in more illegal immigrants. And our country is already in shambles. I mean, when are we going to do something about it? I don't know what to do. I mean, I can sit on my soapbox and complain and be frustrated, but what can be done? First off, shoot down that stupid balloon. It doesn't need to be up in the air spying on the United States. How about that? That's a first step. And then how about taking care of our homeless and our sick and our needy? How about we give food to citizens that are in need, to children that are in need, to senior citizens who are starving because they don't make enough with Social Security to get food. Let's do that first. Let's take care of ourselves first. And then we can think about taking care of other countries later. We need to, in my opinion, if we just sealed off the borders, citizens can go in and out, but nobody else, temporarily, and just try to heal our country first. I mean, damn. And here's the thing. I know I'm not the only one suffering. There's a lot of people out there who are only eating one meal a day because that's all they can afford. There's a lot of people out there that are sick and doing everything they can just to feel good enough to go to work because they need the money. I mean, it's awful. It's like it's very reminiscent of like the 30s when people would starve on the daily. It's so reminiscent of that. Everything just being taken away, and the rich people still doing well. The poor people who were doing well are now suffering. And I just hate it. I hate it. I don't have any ideas of what to do about it. But man, at least knock down that damn balloon. Anyway, that's all I gotta say.